Okay, hello. This is Rupert Reed again, reporting on Game 5 of Roll Call 2013. This game is against Warren Stevens with his Orc list. He hasn't taken any goblins at all, which gives him a +1 on the comp score. So he's actually got quite a good comp score with this army. It's a +4, which means he'll get +4 to his tournament points at the end of the tournament. Um, okay, so sorry if you watched the previous one, I wasn't really concentrating properly and missed a few things, but hopefully you got the gist of it. I've got my notes with me this time for this game, so hopefully it will be a little more accurate with regard to the what I'm saying. Okay, so first of all, we rolled up spells, and Warren had a level 4 orc and a level 2 orc shaman. His level 4 rolled Hand of Gork, Edbutt, Here We Go, and Foot of Gork. And his level 2 has Fists of Gork, and I think he defaulted to Gaze. My two level 2 Metal Zinch Heralds have both got Searing Doom. One of them also has Transmutation of Lead, and the other has Plague of Rust. And I believe my pink horror block this time rolled up Zinch's Firestorm yet again, which they did most of the games over the 2 days. Didn't manage to, unfortunately, roll up the number 6 Zinch spell Gateway once, which is a bit unfortunate, but hopefully in future tournaments they will roll that. So obviously, with the fact that when they miscast, they don't really lose that many models under the new rules, and also that they get pink horror models back for any wounds they cause on a 4+, really negates any kind of downside of miscasting. Okay, so here we go. So first photo, here's the left flank of Warren's army. On the left-hand side, you can see there's something in the woods there. That's actually just a piece of terrain that he's put on there. It plays no part in the game. So just to the right of that, you can see at the back there's a big unit of Black Orcs. In that unit is his level 4 Shaman. Just in front of them is a unit of 10 Orc Archers. To the right of them, there's a unit of 8 normal trolls perched on the edge of that hill, balanced on that dice box. And to the right of them is a unit of 40 Orc Biggins. In that unit is his Black Orc General and BSB. And then onto the right flank, so just to the right of that big block in the centre, there is a unit of 10 Savage Orc Boar Boys. Level 2 Shaman is in there. And to the right of them is a Mangler Squig, and to the right of them is a unit of 10 Savage Orc Arrow Boys with Musician. Okay, so on my left flank, so you can see here there's a big bit of terrain in front of my deployment, which we decided to class as impassable terrain. So from my experience of the previous games, I sort of discovered that the best thing for my army to do, or the way I like to play them, is to kind of sit back and use the beasts of Nurgle to block up the enemy units, and the Furies to sort of redirect, and the Fleshhounds to come in on the back and cause disruption, while my Skull Cannons and Pink Horror Block with Zinch Heralds use their magic to try and take things out. So I thought I'd set my army up behind the impassable terrain, making it difficult for his units to get in combat with them, which generally, with the exception of probably the Beasts of Nurgle, they probably have the upper hand with buffs and so on. So on the left-hand side, we've got the first unit of Plague Bearers, with 26 Plague Bearers full command. To the right of them is another unit of 26 Plague Bearers full command. In there is my Herald of Nurgle General and Herald of Nurgle BSB, both with no gifts. To the right of them is 11 Horrors with both the Zinch Heralds in them on Metal Magic. And then to the right of them, you can see one Skull Cannon and the unit of 4 Beasts of Nurgle. You can just see the left-hand 2 of them. So here's the right-hand side, so you can clearly see the 2 Skull Cannons behind the unit of 4 Beasts of Nurgle, and first unit of 5 Nurgle Furies to the right of them. And just behind that hill where those Furies are that you can see, there's also another unit of 5 Nurgle Furies. So here, so here we go. Turn 1, Warren wins the roll-off for first turn and goes first. Here you can see he just kind of pushes everything forward a bit. And I think also you can see I've actually had my turn 1 here as well, so you can see my Beasts of Nurgle have slightly tilted to the right, and my Nurgle Furies have moved back and to the left. So Skull Cannons, actually no, sorry, I think looking at this picture, obviously my Nurgle Furies have not moved back to the left. I think actually he did some magic on them and took them off. You can also see his unit of Orc archers there have come right up towards my lines. That is due to Hand of Gork. He's decided to move them up. I'm not really sure why. They're not really any threat to those Plague Bearer units. And I'm not gonna. I think his idea was that he was going to try and tempt out my Plague Bearers, but I don't see the point of me moving up my Plague Bearers at this point. They're quite happy just sitting there, and we'll let him take a few pot shots at me, and they won't do much damage to them. Okay, so at the rear you can see my 2 Skull Cannons. I haven't really got many targets here for them to shoot at, so I'm going for trying to snipe his characters out of his units. So here I've tried to line them up to fire at his level 4 Shaman and his Black Orc unit. One of them has misfired, and I've rolled a 3 or 4, so I've turned it around, so it obviously can't fire this turn or the next turn. The other one either missed or didn't wound. Here over on the right you can see, one unit of Furies has been destroyed. That's from a spell from one of his Shamans. And the other unit hasn't moved, just stuck behind that hill still. Okay, so here we go. Here's a turn forward. You can see that Warren's moved more of his army forwards again. He's got that Black Orc unit there. I've taken you can see there's a dice next to his Shaman on the far left at the front. So a wound's been taken off there from the Shaman. I think that was a miscast. He's moving his main unit or big unit of 40 Orc Big Uns forwards as well. He sort of blocked his trolls there with the Black Orc unit, which is meaning those big unit of 40 Orcs with his general unit are starting to move near to out of range of his trolls. So I think he's gonna keep moving those forward. And those trolls are gonna get stuck behind those Black Orcs. So they're soon gonna be taking stupidity tests on leadership 4, which is fine. Those Savage Orc boys, War Boys on the right, obviously moving around as well. It's a little bit around. I'm going to try and block everything up with the Beasts of Nurgle. So I'm pretty sure they can probably take either the big unit or the Boar Boys on their own. But if I get multi-charged by 2 of them, then could be in trouble. So a little bit worried, but we're still quite far away at this point. Okay, so another turn onwards, I've kind of just shuffled back a bit. So you can see also the Flesh Hounds have come on. So one unit I've put on over on the left-hand side there. He's moved his archers, Orc Archer boys, back out the way. I think he Hand of Gork those back out the way, which leave my Flesh Hounds kind of open to a flank charge. But I think I have an opportunity to reform those before he gets a chance to charge. He's also moved his trolls up behind those archers. Again, now I think they're now out of 12-inch range of his general, who's in the middle of that big unit of Big Uns. So they're testing on leadership 4. So I'm not really worried about those. I think those are pretty much out of the game now. I'm just going to reform those Flesh Hounds and face them turn to face the archers and see where we go from there. The other unit of Flesh Hounds are brought on. You can't see them in this picture, but they're brought on the other side of the table at the back to threaten his Savage Orc Archer unit over there. Everything else on my side has kind of shuffled backwards a bit, and the Plague Bearer unit on the far left-hand side has just sort of moved forwards a touch. So there you can see also the 2 Skull Cannons facing the other way. So They both misfired and both missing a turn of firing this turn and next, which is why I've turned them round. Okay, and there you go. There's the other Fleshhound unit on the right-hand side. Warren's turned his Savage Orc archers round to face them. Really, they just want to be getting out of the way because those Fleshhounds will take those guys out. Okay, so moving on another turn. Okay, so Warren has charged his Black Orcs into the Beasts of Nurgle along with the Savage Orc Boar Boys. He didn't actually want those Savage Orc Boar Boys to go in, but they failed their restraint test from Frenzy and had to charge. He's also put Here We Go on, which is rerolls to hit in close combat, so that's not good. I mean, the Beast and Egg are tough, but with rerolls, and he's wounding on me on 2s as well with those Black Orcs, +1 strength for Chopper. Obviously, they've got great weapons as well. But we'll see what happens. I've got the Skull Cannons lined up, ready to get in and charge those Savage Orc Boar Boys, and that might just give me the edge. You can see one Beast Snaggle has been taken out, so we've obviously fought a round of combat here already. Some of those Black Orcs have come off the back of that unit as well, so okay, not too bad so far. Okay, so here you can see the unit of Fleshhounds that I brought on at the back on the far right have taken down his Savage Orc archers. That wasn't too much of an issue. Haven't really suffered any casualties either. I think they took 1 wound on 1 model, and they're just going to come round and start to threaten the rear of that big unit of Orc Biggins. I think we're still fighting combat here with the Beasts of Nurgle, and I think there's no change from the previous picture in terms of casualties. Okay, so here, this is a further turn onwards. So the Skull Cannon, it got into combat with those Savage Orc Boar Boys. Killed the Shaman out of there, the level 2 Shaman. I think that was the Beast of Nurgle that did that. But the impact hits, the 2 Bloodletters and the machine itself did, I think, 5 wounds on those Boar Boys, and they broke from combat, and the Skull Cannon ran them down. So that's good. That's good news for me there. Those Skull Cannons, the utility of them is great. They not only can shoot, but they can also, they're good in combat as well. They're basically pretty hard chariots. Previous to this as well, I believe that the Skull Cannons also got lucky again here and sniped out the Black Orc, his Black Orc General from that big unit of 40 Biggins. So at this point, it's going pretty well. The Fleshhounds on the left-hand side there are still kind of fanning around with the Orc Archers. I think the Trolls actually managed to pass their stupidity test on a 4, but the archers he had in front of them stopped them from charging, so they've just kind of moved up. Here you can see the Fleshhounds. He's turned his unit of big Orc, his 40 unit of Orc Biggins round to face the Fleshhounds. I don't think the Fleshhounds caused that much of a problem to him, but he didn't really have anywhere else to go, and probably with the Skull Cannon overrunning, catching the Boar Boys moving around there as well. I think he thought, got a bit caught out there, and he's worried by these units. But really, I think his unit there is more of a threat to me than it is me to him. Okay, so another turn onwards, and we can see my other Skull Cannon has charged into the Black Orc unit, which is now down to 5 or 6 models. I'm also down to 1 model left in my Beast of Nurgle unit, still just holding on there. The Fleshhounds on the far left there, still sort of dallying around with those 2 units. I think the Trolls this time failed their stupidity tests, and his archers didn't really want to go into them, which is fair enough, and so nothing further happening there. This is right towards the end of the game now. And so I've taken off his Black Orc General. I've got a unit of Savage Orc Boar Boys and his archers, along with a level 2 Shaman in that Savage Orc Boar Boy unit. And I think I've only lost my Fury unit at this point, or both my Fury units, so I'm fairly well ahead. Okay, so here's the last shot of the game. You can see that in the end, I think we got to turn 5, end of turn 5, and then we ran out of time, so we called it. My Beast of Nurgle there, holding on with 1 wound left, and the Skull Cannon there, obviously still in combat as well. I don't know if we'd have played an extra turn, how that would have gone. I mean, I probably would have lost the Beast of Nurgle, but the Skull Cannon may have broken the unit of Black Orcs along with that Shaman. So, don't know. May have given me an extra 1 or 2 victory tournament points, but at the end of the day, I won this game. So I think it was a 14-6. So I was okay with that. I was happy with that. I was pretty pleased, especially with losing the first 3 games on the Saturday. So winning the 2 games, this and the one before on Sunday, meant I ended up finishing 26 out of 44, which I was pretty happy with, to be fair. This is an army I haven't used before, and I felt that I learnt so much over the 5 games, and know what I'm going to do to change the army. I'm probably going to drop some of those Plague Bearers and bring another unit of Beasts of Nurgle. And finding the new Demon book actually really good. They're really good to play. They're not so one-dimensional and as the previous book. So yeah, great game. Warren's a good opponent. Played him before. I think I've won 2 out of 2 now against him. So hopefully we can have another rematch and see how that goes. But yeah, all in all, a great tournament. First one run by Panzer, did really well. Running their tournament and had a great time. So thanks for listening, watching, and hope you all listen to the next battle report that I do. Cheers, bye.